you didn't notice you were actually focused just a little to the left. But, man, that guy augured.
Drilled in there, huh?
And, I mean, it was a hard hit.
Right.
You know, the guy went down, definitely shook him up, but bounced back up like a silly putty, dude, and was able to get back on the bike. But tough break for him. When you take a look at the performance by Ty Masterpool, it was sort of expected for him to put in that kind of performance, but it wasn't expected for him to do it from behind.
And not
for sure.
While crashing. It's unbelievable.
10-4.
He crashed and made up time. His lap time with the crash was still awesome. Like his lap time was still good.
I think you're probably right. Yeah,
exactly.
You're probably right for once in your life.
All right, Kristin Lewis with our Bell Helmet Hole Shot Award on that number 53 Yamaha. What can he do with it?
Big thanks to Landon Peppered for bringing up some fresh smoked salmon.
Seriously?
Yeah, a couple pieces of salmon there.
I'm down with that. I'll swim upstream.
The Alaskan brought it down here to us. Got a third place Moto finish
He's
to his
part
credit.
of that Kevin Kelly fan club. Come in here, gave us the lowdown on what was happening.
That's right. Yeah, that was awesome.
Gave us a post-Mammoth report and gave us a current Loretta report,
Boom.
man. Hooked our man up with tonight's dinner, so dinner's on him.
Thanks, man. Parker Mashburn back there in the number 3 spot. He is your first Moto winner. Looks like he's now moved up to the number 2 spot on the 23 KTM. Go get it, Parker. The old man says, I'm just spectating this week. So old man Mashburn just is chilling out, letting Parker do his thing, kind of staying out of the way. I think you're on to something here. Hey, we have the Sidewinder coming up tonight at 8 p.m. that Jason Wygant is going to be announcing. Just got we just told you that you are doing that.
Really?
Voluntold.
Yeah. Parker Mashburn, dude's got some style. He just pops the tear off, and that even looked cool. I can't even do that.
It did. It was nice and professional. I mean, clean. Yeah.
Snapped it.
It looked good. Yeah.
Yeah. There's the number 70. He's going to be your early race leader.
We've all seen that sloppy tear-off pull.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you don't want that. It pulls all of them
they
off
rush
at once.
It,
yeah.
You know.
You kind of sit down and you let the front end's kind of going down. You got a little cross-up going on. You pop it, a nice snap.
Right.
That's right.
Precisely.
Devon Simonson out front on the number 70 machine. He finished second in the first moto, so they're all tied up if you freeze the field. So Parker Mashburn wants to put a point or two in between himself and Devon Simonson.
Look at our lap times, Kevin Kelly. 145, 146. Seeing the track take a big change here this afternoon.
Yeah,
no
absolutely.
doubt about it. And lines that we're working this morning.
Totally different.
Yeah, totally different. Big Ray mentioned just a few minutes ago, PK, his guy, was looking for the outsides. You and I talked about fringes early this morning. We said this thing will look different this afternoon. That race line will become rough and choppy. And sure enough, lines that did work this morning kind of disappearing this afternoon.
Yeah, you got to be open-minded about your line choice when you're racing out here. The track you rode 5 hours ago, like you just said, completely different. So each lap could be potentially different here. It's Parker Mashburn tiptoeing through the tulips. He almost went down there.
You know, and that's a result of one of those huge ruts. If you went back and looked at that anthill back there, those guys are almost seat deep in that thing right
Literally,
now. And
they're 3 feet
if you catch
deep.
if you catch a toe or a side panel on that thing,
it'll
it
pull
can bring
your
you to
leg
a
right
stop,
off.
Kevin. Yeah, absolutely. But that's not affecting our leaders right now, able to navigate through those ruts and this changing course. And once again, not following. We mentioned that when RC and Lassie were in here, not wanting to follow. Sure enough, that's going to provide you the knowledge you need today to make those passes.
Parker may want to follow the guy out front because he's got some good lines put together early on. Maybe combine those lines that you think are quicker than yours with some of yours that you think are quicker than his and put together a good lap.
Absolutely, and that's the idea of being behind. You know, not necessarily just follow, but like you said, see what he's doing, see where it is working, and you're obviously going to see where it's not working as well. So use that time back there, make that move as soon as you can, but put that time back there to good use. Identical
lap times for the most part for Devon Simonson and Parker Mashburn. 157s for the both of them. Kristin Lewis with a 158 in third. Eugene Christian is fourth with a 159, a 158 for Christian Fernandez. The slick fielding middle infielder, bats left, throws right. Brought him up out of AAA, the Gwinnett Stripers here. He's looking like he's very comfortable at the major league level, riding in that number 5 spot.
When you talk about the top 5, about 1 second basically.
Yeah.
Well, almost 2 seconds basically separating the top 5.
What happened there? The number 53 ride goes down. That's
Kristin
Lewis. Ah, what a bummer. He loses many positions there as Jason Wygant is plunking away on his used Craigslist, Apple Mac Pro. There's no way he paid full pot for that. Putting that story down, I'm sure, for the 125 BC class, aren't you?
Yeah, that's actually not an Apple. That's a knockoff.
Didn't even pay.
Yeah, it's a lemon.
It's a crapple.
It's a lemon.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, it's a lemon.
It's got an orange on the front of it. You
Yeah.
got it from Taiwan.
It's just like it. Yep.
So we're watching Devon Simonson on the blue Yamaha lead Parker Mashburn. They switched positions from the first moto. Simonson was second. Mashburn was your moto winner. Mashburn kind of stalking him. He's getting close now. I believe he's put together his lines of choice, and he is working on a pass here. 5 minutes in, 15 more minutes to go. 15 minutes, you can do what, Jason?
They don't sponsor this event.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'll figure it out by next Saturday.
I bet you will.
Yeah.
Grant will pride you.
Well, I'm
will
excited
prompt
to
you.
see what
You could
the
save 15% or more with
My
Racer X. Go to racerxbrand.com.
There it is.
Type in exhaust in all capital letters, and I'll give you 20% off. That's even beating some other companies that only guarantee 15% off. Just do me one favor. Do not type in PulpMX into the discount code. Don't do it.
Nope.
I want to shut those guys down and make sure they do not get any credit for anything. So type in exhaust in all capital letters. Go to racerxbrand.com right now. I don't think we're set up anymore at the dry dock. We're handing out 20% off discount codes all week long. Big thanks to our man Justin Hale down there. We trucked Justin Hale all the way from the desert of Arizona. Used to go out there riding with Destry Abbott, and we imported him to Morgantown, West Virginia. I think we brought him down here last Wednesday. So he's definitely learning what working at Loretta's is all about. It wasn't even hot these last 2 days, and I see Justin Hale from Racer X head to toe sweat.
It's not even hot. You're right.
Yeah.
The racing up front is hot, though. You can check it out. Parker Mashburn has closed it in again. I thought he had something cooking in those 10 commandments.
You see how bad Kristin Lewis was affected by that little mistake right there. Dropped him back into the 5th position. Was running up there in the top 3, actually, side by side, basically. And just one little mistake cost him. Dropped him clear back to a 2:08, so you could see exactly how much time that fall did cost him.
That triple is normally jumped, and now they've kind of backed off of doing it. I guess it's not quite fast enough or faster to jump that triple or something. They've been jumping it throughout the week.
Once again, something on that takeoff, something could have changed.
Right, choppy. It's a choppy
since
run
this
up to
morning.
it.
Sure.
That left-hander is wet and thick. So
I noticed a lot of these ruts, Kevin, getting the hook on the end. A lot of them, getting that hook. So, and believe it or not, that can happen in a straight rut as well.
Sure.
Just because of the bike's accelerating and spinning. So
that's usually when the dirt gives way so much, then it hits some hard dirt, and that's where it just says nope. It's not, the ruts change, and that's where it's going to stay. Devon Simonson wants to stay out front on that blue Yamaha. Parker Mashburn wants to put his 23 ride out front. They have to settle it, dude. They're tied in points right now going into that 3rd and final moto. 1-2, 2-1. Christian and Fernandez, they've moved up a spot courtesy of Kristin Lewis's little miscue.
Once again, the best platform in the business. You know, these guys tied. Guess what? We're going to have a real tiebreaker. We're not going to get a bonus point for who finished best in the second race. Heck with all that. We're going to settle this thing mano a mano.
And they're about. Parker Mashburn is trying to change that right now. He is closed in, and he's got a good run. He's going to go outside, maybe have some momentum, and go for the triple through the 10 commandments. It looks like it might have worked. Oh, somebody's got to slow down, and no. Still side by side. There's only room for one bike. What are you doing?
Kevin Kelly, great call. Carried that momentum, took the farther distance, but you know what? Set him up for that triple. You're not going to triple from the inside.
That might be the championship because they were all tied up in points. Parker Mashburn needed to make that pass. And now look at him going to the inside. He's been going outside the entire moto.
Now we're in defense mode.
And Simonson ready to capitalize. There's one of those hooks right there that bounces you back into the middle of the raceway. Simonson still looks aggressive. Mashburn had a few miscues coming out of this turn. It's got another one that bounces you back.
You know, I think Simonson's very aware of how much time is left. I don't think he's, I really don't think he's in panic mode by any means. And like we said, he might be studying the competition right now. And if the opportunity presents itself, sure, take advantage of it. But in the meantime, he's sitting in a great spot. At this point in the moto, leading's not the big advantage. At the end of the moto, that's when you want to be leading. So right now, as far as Parker Mashburn's concerned, he's got plenty of time to maybe let that opportunity come to him. Maybe a mistake by Simonson, Mashburn. Simonson's going to have all kinds of opportunity here. Plenty of time to let the race come to him or find an opportunity and make something happen. Eugene Christian, the third, still in that fourth. Actually, he just got passed by Christian Fernandez, dropped back into that fourth position. Now, right now, a 154 for Mashburn to a 157 for Simonson. So a big difference right there. Starting to see a little bit of difference in those lap times as you look back to a 159 for Fernandez, 202 for Christian, a 158. Kristin Lewis still riding really fast, but not able to gain any position back after that follow. Van der Best, 2 minutes. Lessler, 2 minutes. And Palmer Neely at 205, and then a whole host of guys at 202, 203. So right now you can obviously see that Mashburn has laid the fuel to the fire, and Simonson needs to find an answer. Christian Fernandez making his way up, and Kristin Lewis trying to fight his way back into this thing.
Yeah, the tell of the tape looks like on that lap 5, that was Parker's fastest lap of the race, a 154.9. Simonson with that 157. It was just go time for Parker Mashburn. He's also showing you he's pretty fit. We're getting deep into this moto, and Mashburn's still in the mix, still on the offensive, laying it down. He wants to get away from Simonson.
Yeah, and like you and I said earlier, in Moto 2, you got a point to prove. You know, you got a mission, you've got an objective, and yeah, we're all looking at the big picture. We want those consistent scores, but it's time to get out there, and if you have the start and you have the opportunity, do exactly what Mashburn's doing.
Couldn't agree more. Lap number 6 coming at you. 8 more minutes of racing remain. Can Parker Mashburn hold on?
Looks like Van der West picked up a spot that time around, moving up into the 6th position. Like I said, he's locked into a group of riders there that begin with Kristin Lewis from that 158 to about 202 lap time. So those guys riding very similar speeds, 3 to 4 seconds in lap time difference. But what happens, a lot of those times, it's just a little longer distance in a corner or whatever. So you're still riding in that same group, even though you're faster than the guy ahead of you. And I use that excuse all the time.
I love it.
My
it
lap
sounds
time
great.
was quicker. I was just behind him.
Yeah, it was quicker, and I was using more of the racetrack. Linear feet, I went further than you did.
I went an extra lap using those outsides.
If you add it all up, I traveled
Absolutely.
further than you did. Average speed was faster. You just beat me. That's the only difference. That's the only technicality is you actually beat me.
With that being said, 12 and a half minutes in, just about 7.5 minutes to go.
Another 155 for Mashburn on lap 6. Simonson's 157. That now gives him a 3-second cushion. It's a fluffy cushion. 157 for Fernandez as well, but he's 14 seconds back of Simonson.
Yeah, this podium fight here is going to get really good, Kevin. And like you said, man, Mashburn just keeping it so consistent, so close on those lap times. Everybody else actually varying 1 to 2 seconds per lap, depending on that traffic, depending on that outside line or whatever. But Mashburn's in control right now. He's hitting the perfect line every time. And, man, it's paying off slowly. As you said, it's creeping from 1 to 2 to 3 seconds. Next stop, 4 seconds.
Next stop, the podium.
Yes, sir.
Parker Mashburn trying to stay within about a second or half a second of his quick lap time, which he's done. That's the mark of true consistency, true fitness. The later the moto, the better, the quicker, the more solid you are. And that's where you earn these titles. That's where you earn a championship. Those hot sunny days, about 3 in the afternoon here at Loretta Lynn's, you can lead way in deep into a moto. There's a look there. And you can earn a championship by just legging it out, going to work.
Coming up on 14 minutes now, 6 minutes to go. Again, a little bit off, about a 156.5 this time, but still within a second and a half of where he's been for an entire moto. Now, when we say an entire moto, we are at the 14-minute mark. So
plenty of opportunities for mistakes. And
right.
Normally you're back home riding those 5-lap motos. We're doing 10. We're doing 10 of the roughest track that you can possibly imagine. It's very rare that you even get the opportunity to race on a racetrack that has gotten this rough. Most of your local race promoters, they have to deal with Johnny Blue Jeans, who it's his second ride ever. You can't put an average layman on this kind of racetrack because they're going to fall over a million times. It's going to turn them off to motocross, and they'll go to that smooth raceway down the road where they don't get where they don't crash a million times.
I swear, Kevin, when you said promoter, got to smooth it out. If not, he has an empty paddock next week.
That's correct.
He has empty pits next week.
Absolutely.
Because that's what it dictates for his crowd and those level of riders. And when you take that rider that you're speaking of and you put him onto a situation like this, man, it's a fish out of water.
Yeah, it really is. So once you get to that point where you need this type of environment, then you have to go to the MTFs, the GPFs, where they have super fast guys where they replicate these conditions and get you ready, which is exactly what Parker Mashburn did for the last 30 days. He's been down at MTF, training with those guys, getting him ready for this very moment.
A couple of our local guys, they prep the track on Monday.
Leave it.
And they water it throughout the week, and that's it. They keep a little dust down, get some traction, but they let it get rough all week long.
That's how you win championships. There's Devon Simonson on the number 70 Yamaha as the 2-lap card is out. 2 laps to go. White flag comes out after that, lap number 8. Around the billboards we go with our second place rider, Megawatt.
And the strategy we were talking about, as you see, Mashburn now 157. Simonson dropped his down. Fernandez still a 157, but we're still growing that gap. So 5 seconds on the gap right there for Mashburn. 2-lap card is out right now. Going to be waiting on that Lucas Oil last lap. Head down to our Race Tech podium presentation. Right now, full sun out and look about 85, 86 degrees, I believe. Got just a bit of a breeze on occasion flowing through. You can see the tree leaves a bit. So no dust whatsoever today. Conditions almost perfect out there on that racetrack. As a matter of fact, I have to say conditions are perfect. More than enough passing lines, no dust. Very few slick spots, and looks like traction everywhere to me. So just about 1 lap left here in our 450B Limited, and this thing has really played out similar to as everybody expected. Parker Mashburn, Devon Simonson up there, Christian Fernandez, Kristin Lewis, Eugene Christian, our top 5. Darko Vanderwest in that number 6 position. Brandon Lessler, he's in that number 7 spot. Palmer Neely rides in 8th. Brandon Gregory rides in that number 9 spot. Adam Cranford rounding out the top 10. Cranford turning a 2:03 that time. A lot of guys ahead of him in that 2:05, 2:06 territory. So Adam Cranford turning some great laps here late in the race. White flag is out right now. Leaders have gone by. White flag is out, so 1 to go in this one. Looks like this time around, Mashburn turning it back just a little bit, dials it back to a 2:00.46, giving him a gap of 4.2. So Mashburn pretty much putting it in protect mode right now as he gets this last lap. Want to make sure he doesn't have any issues with any lappers, doesn't miss any marks, do anything crazy. And Simonson looking for a mistake. Still close enough that anything can happen, but pretty much sitting back there waiting for something to happen right now. Christian Fernandez about 12 seconds back in that 3rd position, hoping to finish out this lap and get himself on the podium from Moto number 2. Coming up next after our 450B Limited, looks like our college 18 to 24 should be down on the line. In staging area should have our Super Mini 2 13 to 16. Looking forward to both of those classes. Both of those classes extremely fast and extremely competitive, deep and stacked with talent. Mashburn still out front, trying to keep this thing on 2 wheels, not make any mistakes here in this last half a lap. Looking for that 23 machine to come back out of the woods. Coming out of the waterworks and back into the beach. I believe that is our leader. Not throttling back much. Looked like Mashburn still attacking those whoops back there, still hitting those braking bumps. And here he comes right now with hand in the air, the number 23, Parker Mashburn, on that KTM machine, headed down to the Race Tech Podium. I'm going to run that machine right up there. Going to get underway with Kevin Kelly down there in just a moment. As we mentioned, coming up next will be our college 18 to 24. That's race number 18. Race number 19 is going to be Super Mini 2, 13 to 16. They'll be followed by the 250C Junior at race number 20. Mashburn followed across the finish line by Devon Simonson. Christian Fernandez taking that third position. Kristin Lewis, man, had a great ride going early. One mistake, put him back into that fifth position, able to pick up another spot by the end to get himself up into fourth and keep himself in contention. Eugene Christian, the third in that number 5 spot. Durko van der West in that number 6 spot. Final gap, 5.5 seconds, Mashburn over Simonson. Rest of our riders now making it through the finish line. We've mentioned Durko van der West coming in the 6th position. Lessler able to get himself in the 7th position by the end of the race. Adam Cranford in the 8th spot. Brandon Gregory in that number 9 spot. And Noah Adams rounding out the top 10 in our 450B Limited.
He asked me about something last night.
Kevin Kelly getting everybody sorted out down there on our Race Tech Podium. Getting ready to hear exactly how the race went down from Parker Mashburn's perspective. Devon Simonson going to give us his story, as well as Christian Fernandez. A little bit of prep going on down there in that starting area. You got to keep things as fresh as possible, give as much traction as possible for that Bell Hole Shot Award. Making a few touch-ups right there going into turn number 1, getting our podium straightened out down there.
Yeah, we got it. These guys are hot, man. They don't want to come out from under that tent. Anybody want? Let's go. Devon Simonson, I see you first. Come on over here. Let's talk to our 2nd place finisher. He led this bad boy for a minute. Devon Simonson, I'm going to grab your silver medal. There we go. Let's step in front of the motorcycle. Put your hands together for your 2nd place finisher, number 70, Devon Simonson. Devon, that was a great race. You finished 2nd in the first moto, very consistent. Do you feel like you still have a shot at this championship going into that 3rd moto?
Yeah, Parker's riding really good, so he's going to have to make a couple mistakes for me to get up in there. Other than that, yeah.
So take me through that moto, particularly whenever he put the pass together about lap 4 or 5.
Yeah, I thought I had it, and then I guess he was closer than what I thought through the 10 Commandments, and he went outside double, triple, and I went inside double, 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 and it just wasn't working, so.
So what are you going to do to change the outcome next go around? Going to watch some film, kind of see where he was a little quicker?
Yeah, for sure.
Got anybody you want to thank, Devon?
Yeah, Yamaha Lumberton, my mom and dad, south of the border, Mike, Ryan, everyone. 100%, Bell, Race Tech, DSTI Exteriors, and anyone else I forgot, thanks.
Hey, congratulations. Let's hear it for Devon Simonson on that 2nd place finish, number 70. We'll bring up Christian Fernandez. If you are in the house, Christian Fernandez, we'd love to see you down here. Hand out some hardware. We've got a bronze medal for you if Christian's here. There he is. Let's hear it for Christian Fernandez. Come on around here on the front side, Christian. The bronze medal is yours, man. You had to work for that. A battle all the way to the end. Christian, great job. Are you satisfied with this 3rd place finish?
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, kind of. I kind of let him run away too fast in the beginning. I didn't get the best start, so I was trying to make a charge back, but it was a little too late.
How's the track treating you? We're just coming off kind of a fresh prep, one race before. Is that good for you, or would you rather have it rough?
I like it rough better because, I don't know, I just don't like the slick stuff. I don't really trust it that much, so, yeah, I would prefer rough other than track prep.
Understood. Hey, who would you like to thank?
I'd like to thank my brother with all our training mechs, my mom and dad, O'Neill, Bell Helmets, Moto Fix Industries, Next Level Healthcare, 100% goggles, micro metals, Magoda Mags, Freedom Mags for the great track back in Houston, and all my friends and family back home. Thank you.
Awesome work. Let's hear it for Christian Fernandez. third place finisher. Outstanding work there. We're going to bring up our winner. I see him lurking in the background. Let's hear it for the number 23 of Parker Mashburn. Your dad said he's going to stay in the shadows, and I think it's working, man. You guys changed the program up a little bit. We're just kidding aside. Dad's enjoying watching you do this, I'm sure. Parker, great race. Did you feel like you needed to win this moto going into that third moto to kind of take that chance away from Devon?
Yeah, just to make it easier on myself for the final moto. Just go out there and ride like I know how. And if I do that, I feel like I'll put myself in a good position for the championship. So
about lap 4 is when you made the pass. You kind of sat there and were you scoping his lines and figuring out a way of getting around him?
Yeah, the track is kind of sketchy. It's pretty slick out there, so I was just trying not to go down. Devon's riding good, man. It was kind of hard to pass him, but I made it happen. I'm up on the box.
You are. You got 1-1s going into that third and final moto, but I know you don't even want to think about that. It's like talking to a pitcher who's got a no-hitter. We don't want to bring that up.
Yeah, just keep it in the back of my mind. Focus, stay up, do what I know how to do, and hopefully I get the title.
You went down to MTF. Do you feel like that played into your favor?
Yeah, man, MTF is good for me. There's a lot of fast guys out there pushing me every single day. I feel like it made me better, and I'm just pumped to be here, and I really appreciate everybody at MTF for everything they've done for me.
Who would you like to thank?
My mom, my dad, KTM Orange Brigade, Hope, Nathan Ramsey, Tamer Hall Shot Devices, Monster Army, Dunlop Tires, FMF Pro Taper, 7 Gear, Scott Goggles, MTF, Tony, Pete, everybody over there. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Ed Torrance with my motors.
There it is. Let's hear it for your winner, the number 23, Parker Mashburn. Parker, outstanding ride, man. We're going to say hello to Kristin Lewis with the Bell Helmets Whole Shot Award. Come on up here, Kristin Lewis, one of my Georgia friends from back in the day. Got himself a whole shot. He's got $100 to show for it as well. Kristin Lewis, great work out there. I think you fell about halfway through the moto, right?
Yeah, I got the whole shot, and I got off, and I was just trying to make good lines, and Devon got around me, and I made a small mistake and washed the front end, and I got up and charged back to fourth.
You're still in contention for this, a top 5, a top 3 for the overall. You feeling pretty good about your week?
Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good. In my 250B moto, I was passing for second. I went down and managed my way back to 5th, but I'm still in contention. I just got to get good starts like that and get up in front and ride.
Keep collecting these checks, and you'll be on the box. Who do you want to thank, Tristan?
I'd like to thank my mom and dad, my brothers, my girlfriend, the man up above for keeping me safe. MTF, Colleen, and Brian, they've helped me out a lot, 100%. Andy and John for hooking me up. Joel at FMF, Garnet, 139 Designs, Factory Connection, David Walls. He does most of my bike work back at MTF. Troy Campbell, he provided me with a bike. I'm not even on my bike. And I managed to get the whole shot on 250, so let's keep the ball rolling.
That is awesome. Smile for the camera. They want to document this. The folks from Bell Helmets providing $100 whole shots for every single moto. Kristin Lewis was your latest winner, and we'll toss it back up to the tower with Megawatt and Jason Wygant.